Hello, good morning, and welcome to another Energy Flows for Around the World in 30 Days. And okay, this stuff is blowing my mind and it's been rather challenging for my body. Hi, Tanya. So let me remind myself and you that, good morning, Anne. Wow, I am so diffused right now, that your body is your sensory organ. We are using our bodies to be aware of these different places we're traveling to. And where I tend to talk a lot, it's not the talking, it's not the words, it's the sensing with awareness. So how much space can we be? Good morning, Claudia. Wow. Okay, take a deep breath. Pull energy down through the top of your head. Out your feet into the earth. More energy. More. And pull energy up through your feet. Up and out the top of your head. Expand, expand, expand. Frequency of gold. Good morning, Mum. Lovely to see you all on. It's wonderful when I'm not just talking to myself. I'm noticing that my body chooses this labradorite necklace to wear a lot. So there will be different crystals and things that will contribute to your body. Listen to that awareness. And cats. Oh, who bring in lizards. Okay, don't go there. So expand out even more. And so today, expand down into the earth and the land around your home. Say good morning to the sun, the nature spirits, the water creatures, because there's water underground, of course, even if you don't live near the sea or a river or a stream. And today, expand out as big as the earth. And take your awareness to France, the coastline of France. And yesterday we were at Glastonbury Tor, and that is sacred to the Archangel Michael, or Saint Michael as he's called. And that was the cathedral, the church on top. See, but there's a lot of awareness here cloaked in different cultures and different myths and legends. And that is, Glastonbury is part of the energy grid and the ley lines, as they're called, the energy lines. Now, where we're going today across the channel, the English channel, to France, on the coast there, so it's the west coast, is Mont Michel, St. Michael's Mount. And it's a little, kind of an island off the coast. It's reached by a causeway, and in ancient times it was only a tidal causeway, so at low tide you could cross on this sandy kind of bridge, but they've built causeways and a proper bridge now. You have to park your car a fair way off and get a bus up to the point, which is a great idea, and then walk across the bridge. It was a monastery, but it's been a fortification. I put a link in the group so you can see. So I went there 2 or 3 years ago when I was in, not far away, running a Saint-Malo, running a 3-day body class. So take your awareness there. And we're going to, you will be aware of all of the things that have occurred there, and you know, the cloistered way of life. I found the stones of the building, if you take your awareness to, it's a big structure and there's many layers and many different walkways and parts of it, and bricked up windows and bricked up staircases, and just take your awareness to the island itself, this rocky outcrop, and the stones, And what's your awareness of the energetic properties of the stones there? And of the land beneath? Many people have drowned trying to cross and got caught by the very fast tide. And you can go on guided tours now that take you only on the safe trackways across the tide, the tidal sands. What does the crystalline structure of the rocks that it both sits on and that the building is composed of? Ask so much awareness. All of the entities that are still there, you can go now, you can go now, you can go now. All the people who are still defending it, all the people, you know, from hundreds and hundreds of years ago who are still going to prayers every day, who are still walking the cloisters, you can go now, it's okay, you can go now. Or they can stay and be a contribution. All of the energy imprints left by all the hordes of tourists that you can never be alone there. There are tourists everywhere. Let's expand the gold. What contribution can we be so that you can actually be aware of the energetic contribution of the place? The reason why the building is there. And is it beaming out like another lighthouse? And what contribution can we be to that? It is said that the Archangel Michael told a certain bishop or monk to build the first church there, but it was a sacred place long before that. So it's about the energetic contribution this place desires to be. Expand, expand, expand. It's so, so beautiful to be there, and yet creepy. And, you know, like there's the tomb-like crypts below, deep, and there's the little graveyards, and they've reused really old gravestones in different areas, and there's there's been a lot of, obviously it's cold in winter, and the monastic life is one of abstinence and disavowing the body, and you know, it's a very hard life. So all of those energies expand out, all of the lifetimes you've lived as a monk or a nun, either there or a similar place, as if that's the way to God, is to deny your body. But there's something else here. Expand out even more. The idea behind going into a monastery or a convent comes from the ancient idea of a temple with the priests and priestesses. The energetic idea behind that is that if there are a group of people in a community who meet at different times around the day to pray or chant or meditate, that it creates an energy that permeates out to the community around the monastery or the convent, and creates an energy that goes out to the whole world. So the spiritual idea of it, which is so attractive to people like us, is that if you will give up your daily life out there of marriage and children and work, take the cloistered life of complete simplicity and communion with nature and God, well, they probably didn't say nature, but it is nature, that you will be a great contribution, energetically speaking, for everyone else. And there is something quite wonderful in that. There is something very inviting in the idea that, wow, I could live, all my basic needs will be taken care of, I'm in a community of like-minded people, and all I have to do is pray and meditate, sing, perhaps work, and that's not a bad thing either, and dedicate my life to God. But you get there's an energy to that. So let's acknowledge all the people who've done that, but will you acknowledge all the times you have chosen that? And it's not without value. And that now we know you can have that commitment to contributing to the earth and the people and to your conscious awareness growing, and have a normal life and enjoy yourself and have beautiful things and lovely food. There is not a conflict. So would you be willing to receive all of the treasures that a place like Mont Saint-Michel is willing to gift you? Expand, expand, expand. And maybe everywhere that you've had an either or universe, which is I can either have my spiritual life or I can have my everyday life, it's not a conflict. What if they both actually work together very, very well? And let us not forget that many of those religions were about denying the body, and in that nature, because nature's sexualness was seen as a great temptation off the road to consciousness or God and going straight to the devil. And actually we know that the reverse of that is true. You cannot deny your body, you cannot deny nature, and continue with your expansion of consciousness and your whatever you've chosen as your work in the world. Expand, expand, expand. All your connections to monasteries, convents, this one in particular, temples, doesn't have to be the Christian religion, India, Egypt, all around the world, Mexico. Would you be willing, everything you've aligned and agreed with, resisted and reacted to, my God's better than your God, my way's better than your way, you're a heathen, you're a pagan, I'm not, will you just uncreate and destroy all that, please? What will be created and generated if you expand out beyond all of that? The stories are wonderful, but go beyond the story. Take your awareness to, there's a big viewing area at the top of Mont Saint-Michel where it's open air, it's kind of rooftop, and it's got stone walls around it, and you can look out back to the mainland of France and out across the sea, and the wind is blowing. Take your awareness to the energy that's coming up from the earth through the rocks with the sea. The sea energy is really strong here. Through the big old blocks that make up the building. It's like a castle, very ancient. And what's that energy? Will you allow your body to receive it? There was a time when this tiny island was the last bastion of civilization at that time, at the fall of the Roman Empire, about the 5th century. It was seen as the last piece of resistance to the dark falling. It was the last lighthouse. That's how people saw it. But what's the energy there? And the darkness did come, and the dark ages did become, and that civilization was pretty much lost. What else is possible? What connections are you picking up with what's going on in the world today? And are we facing Armageddon? Are we facing a new Dark Ages? Or are we about to, or have we already begun the generation of something new and wonderful? You see, you've been part of all of the civilizations falling time and time again. So, uncreate and destroy all that. The point of power is in the present moment. What are we choosing for future? Are we waking up all these points of light on the planet, but are we also releasing all of the judgments, projections, expectations, separations that are locking the energy there up? Instead of it being a museum of time, allow it to, what does Mont Michel desire to be now? Okay. So everywhere that your body has become a fossilized museum of the past, and not being able to change, will you uncreate and destroy that, please? Expand, expand, expand. Okay. Everywhere we're keeping the earth captive and trying to keep the earth as we like it, as we remember it, as it was, with the seasons being predictable and all of that. Uncreate and destroy it all. What change does the earth require and desire? Okay. Thanks everyone. So grateful for your contribution. How does it get any better? See if I can find the lizard the cat brought in. Okay, bye-bye.